Hello, Bryant Cook here, the Epic Storm, and that's what we're playing tonight. This is sort of an experimental list that some of the Storm guys have been trying, and it looks like we already have our opponent, so we'll come back to this in just a second. Having a little quickly. Okay, so there's a main deck copy of Chain of Vapor, and a sideboard copy of Mizzix's Mastery, sideboard Cabal Therapy, one main deck Cabal Therapy. So it's been a while since I've made a video like this. I've just been really, really busy the last month. A lot of real life things going on paired with work and updates to the website. You may have realized that theepicstorm.com is now selling card singles for Storm decks. So if you haven't checked that out, please do so. Support great content like this video. Every purchase is doing that. So, Chain of Vapor. Basically, we wanted 4 bounce spells in our 75, and we had a flex spot in the main deck where we tried an 8th discard spell, a Preordain, a Cabal Ritual. None of them really worked. So we figured, hey, we want 16 cards in our sideboard. We're going to put a sideboard card main deck. So normally you'd think, hey, we have this Cabal Therapy. Let's just put that in. We'll run 8 discard spells. But you really, really want a sideboard discard spell when you're not running Past in Flames. And we're not running Past in Flames. So this wanted to be in the board. You could cut Mizzix's Mastery, but that acts as Past in Flames in games where Ad Nauseam gets discarded. I've yet to overload it, but that's the dream. We're going to get there one day. We will overload it. But it does come up sometimes that Ad Nauseam gets countered or discarded, and then you're stuck with only empty. This is a workaround. Most of the time that you want to cast Past in Flames, you're doing it because you want to flashback Ad Nauseam anyway, so we're trying Mizzix's Mastery. Cabal Therapies, they're great. We've ran them in some previous videos. If you want to check out my thoughts on those, please watch those videos. But for now, we should probably stop making your opponent wait. Oh, it's Jody. I played a league before this one, and I went 4-1 with same deck list. And Jody was my only loss, and in game 1, he had a turn 2 2020 with Wasteland backup. I had the Chain of Vapor, bounced his 2020, and then he top decked Loam to waste me out of the game. So that ended up costing me a 5-0. Hopefully we can get some revenge. Realistically, with a hand like this, we're looking to Burning Wish or Dark Petition. You pretty much never want to empty against lands. So I know some people that are less experienced with the Epic Storm or even Ant players think, oh, well, this hand must be bad because you have to empty against lands and empty's bad in this matchup. You don't have to go for empty. It's not that difficult. Don't do it. There's ways to win with this deck that don't involve Empty the Warrens. You can do it. I believe in you. Hopefully this game we can prove that. We are an Ad Nauseam deck, and then we are an empty deck. It looks like Jody's making us wait. In the meantime, so yeah, you can get this there. Uh, it's a pretty cool site. You should probably go there. theepicstorm.com/shop. Sorry for the wait. In the meantime, I'm going to check on my fantasy baseball team. Nice. We have a home run already. I do enjoy that. Senor JD Martinez. He was my number 1 pick overall. Alright, it looks like Jody has rejoined us. We can start our match. Chinaviper's probably going to be pretty good, assuming that Jody is still on lands. And it appears that Jody is. He did have Mana Bond in our first match, so I think he's playing a very fast list. Because I saw Mana Bond in our first match, and I also saw Riftstone Portal. So I'm going to get the Volk here, and I know it might seem dumb, but this way we still have a basic to get in case of Ghost Quarter. And we still have both of our colors. If we get hit by a Wasteland, we get hit by a Wasteland. Alternatively, we would have had to burn a Lotus Petal, and we take away the possibility of Ghost Quarter getting a land. So it seems like a wash if we get hit by Wasteland here. I can hear my watch ticking, and I'm not sure if the mic is picking it up or not, so tossed it aside. No discard to Mana Bond again. Probably doing him a favor here. This could accidentally end up discarding Loam. So it looks like Crop Rotation for Bog is still live. So we're going to need a lot of mana for Dark Petition to work here. Which explains why he wasn't discarding the Mana Bond. I think we're supposed to play this out. So he can play Loam into Waste, but in doing so, it shuts off the Mana Bond or Crop Rotation. So it leaves him in a weird spot where he has to choose between Wastelanding us or casting Crop Rotation into Waste. Or Crop Rotation and Bajuka Bog. I'm just not making sense, but he can't use Mana Bond and have Crop Rotation into Bajuka Bog is what I'm trying to say. We finally got it out of there. Jody's considering his options. Alright, he decides not to cast Crop Rotation. Caracas. Decided I wanted to see one more card on that. So we could go Red Flame Ritual into Petition, and then he Crop Rotates and we could Ritual in response, but that's not enough. So I'm going to Brainstorm. That should be enough. Yeah, it is. The old 10 mana ad nauseum. See, you don't have to cast empty. If we're lucky, we might be able to time Jody out. Game 1, under 15 minutes. Okay, so it looks like he's going to cast the Crop Rotation. So Burning Wish into Tendrils would be lethal. Yeah, that's lethal. Thank you, Horizon Canopy. The old turn 5 win against lands. I like it. Alright, empty can come out, and I don't really like therapy here. I do like these 3 bounce spells. And then I think it's probably okay to board out a ponder. Old and have back pain. Still loading. But check out some of the new additions I added to the site today. It looks like we're cached is the issue. I haven't actually given this a hard refresh. How embarrassing, right? I don't even know how to hard refresh on a PC. How does one do it? Ah, there we go. Cool. Well, you'll see that we have cards like Ad Nauseum, Baral, Bloodstained Mire, some even Asian foils. Japanese foil diminishing returns, kind of cool. Scan that motherfucker and myself. Yeah, so this is the website. It's pretty easy to use. Add an item to your cart. And then check that shit out. Anyway, let's play another game of Magic. This is a keep. Get Jody back. Ruining my 5-0 previously. So currently we are a colored card off of a first turn Ad Nauseum because you can imprint the Burning Wish and cast Rite of Flame, and then you have your Polluted Delta and your Lotus Petal for your black sources. So we just need anything we can imprint on Chrome Mox. Alright, here goes nothing. Sad. Going to have to pass. Probably eating his fear resistance here. Well, that's good. Kind of cool here. We get to show everyone the ad nauseum trick. Okay, so you cast Chromox, hold priority, cast ad nauseum, and response at 3 mana. So this way, when your ad nauseum is done, you get 2 imprint. Now we can throw a useless Thoughtseize on there, and then go to town. Cool. Powerhawk. This is somebody I used to face a lot during the Death Ray era and haven't seen a whole lot since. They used to play a lot of Grixis Delver, I believe. Last time I faced them, they were on blue-red Delver. They've mulliganed. I think this is okay. We're kind of hoping they just don't lead on a turn 1 Delver. Moles to 5. Chalice on 0. We do have Burning Wish for Pulverize here. Could it be 4-color Loam, maybe? Alright, I'm going to expose a Badlands here and cast Thoughtseize. Get that shit out of here. So now we get Pulverize. Looking for a dark ritual. We're going to shuffle this. This doesn't actually advance our game plan. So now our opponent can destroy all 0 casting cost artifacts. Guess we'll make them discard Ugin. Okay, so now we're a mana off. I don't really know what this does. Okay, so that should do it. Fuck your Chalice of the Void. Would have died to our ad nauseum if we had kept flipping. I beat Eldrazi Post earlier today as well. I don't really like Therapy that much in this matchup, just because I'm never really sure what to name. But are the Therapies better than Ponders? Probably. I really don't like Ponder in this matchup. But maybe Ponder's better on the draw? I could see that being true. Because a lot of their hate's already come down. We'll try this. Yikes. This hand's a little weak. But we'll try it. pretty good. Sphere of resistance. Made the construct. Okay. Okay, so we have to bounce the Karn here. We're on pretty much a Hail Mary next turn. Looking for a perfect brainstorm. Was not a perfect brainstorm. Fuck. Okay, we're just not winning this one. I'm going to concede. Alright, we're on the play. Give me a turn 1, please. Not a turn 1. But I do think this hand's pretty keepable. We have a turn 1 interaction backed by Pulverize here. What this hand really wants is a Lion's Eye Diamond. Scry to the bottom. I think here we're just going to proactively get Pulverize. Or maybe we're supposed to get Ponder. But we have the Chain of Vapor already. I'm just going to be safe and get the Pulverize, I think. We could get Empty. I think it's an empty board. I don't think I like that, though. Okay, so we didn't know about that Ancient Tomb or the Karn, so we know all 3 of these cards currently. You can have a Cloud Post. I believe that's Death. So we imprint the Pulverize, Rite of Flame Ritual. And because our opponent put themselves to 14, we can simply just Burning Wish Tendrils here. No need to even cast Ad Nauseum. Tendrils is in our sideboard. We have Lethal Storm, and we have 6 mana. Boom. So I've actually considered a second bounce spell in the main deck. But it wouldn't be another Chain of Vapor. It'd probably be like Repeal. Or Perilous Void. Something with a little bit more utility. I haven't tested it all. It's just a thought. Like, I have a lot of ideas that I test, but a lot of them just don't go anywhere. Sprouts. I have no idea what Sprouts is playing. But I think this hand's perfectly fine. Our hand's okay. We have Thoughtseize for Thalia. I think I'm just going to get Basic Swamp with this. Let's not expose ourselves to Wasteland. I'm trying to keep the Chromox open as well. Get that trash out of here. Just get out. No one wants to see you, Thalia. One of my losses at the GP was to Death and Taxes, where game 1 I keep a hand that's a turn 2 win as long as my end step Brainstorm hits any mana source and it misses, and then my opponent plays Thalia. And then game 2, my opponent mulligans, and I have a pretty slow hand. Like, it's not amazing. But from there, I wait a turn to Thoughtseize them so I can get their Scry, and it turns out it's just a Rest in Peace, so I take their Recruiter of the Guard, and then they promptly draw, what is it called? Oh, Thalia. So, I don't know why I blanked on that. So I wonder if we're supposed to get a Petal here. Probably not. Stop drawing lands. So now they get to do flicker wisp things. I feel like this game's gone away from us, where like we were a heavy favorite at one point, and then we've just drawn 2 blanks in a row. Land number 5. I wonder if they're like considering upkeep flicker wisp. Another Infernal Tutor. That's just as bad. Who knows? Maybe we'll draw Brainstorm and we'll be saved. Actually, we're just dead. That was frustrating. So this is something I've been trying where you board in all of your good cards. So like Empty is pretty good in this matchup. They do have Batter Skull, but you have 6 discard spells plus 4 bounce spells, so you can get around that. And basically, you just have as much threat density as possible. And like we could have won that game if we had known that it was going to play out like that. We could have fetched on turn 2 for a dual land, and then cast Infernal Tutor for a Lotus Petal, which sets us up so that eventually, when we don't draw a land, we could imprint that Infernal Tutor, and then maybe have enough mana to Ad Nauseam. I don't really know, but it would have been closer. Pretty good hand against Death and Taxes, I'd say. So there's no reason to cast Ad Nauseam here, because Batter Skull will not win this. So we're just going to tutor for tutor and then empty. I think it's a little greedy to cast Ad Nauseam here when you just don't need to. Like, they're not going to be 16 Goblins on the draw. Cool. I don't love this hand, but I feel like it's like one card off. Like a Brainstorm or a Lion's Eye Diamond could fix this. And our opponent is Mulligan, which makes me like it a little bit more. And our opponent's mulled the 5. Second line was pretty good. We're going to get the basic swamp here. a pretty good one. Fortunately, we have our Chain of Vapor. We just need to get to a point where we can cast empty. So if we bounce it next turn, we can play land number 3 and then Rite of Flame. We're mana off. Stoneforge is good. It's pretty unfortunate for us. But maybe we can do something like Pulverize. Maybe we'll get lucky and they'll... Yes, activate Stoneforge Mystic, sack a land. Yes, this is happening perfectly. We're totally going to get them on this. We're going to kill Batterskull and then empty. It's only 12 goblins. This might not be enough. Because they will have a Thalia and a Stoneforge. Oh no, they forgot to bounce their Stoneforge. Maybe we'll be able to squeak it out. Oh, they had double Stoneforge. That's what it was. So if we draw land here, we can Thoughtseize the jet. Perfect. So they'll block 3, take 9. These goblins aren't going to be enough. So if we swing, assuming they don't play a blocker here, we can swing. They'll block 3, take 6, going to 5, and then we'll have 6 left. We really want to draw like land in Echoing Truth or land Infernal Tutor for Echoing Truth. And no point of swinging in. So now they'll block 2, take 7, go to 4. So if they play 2 blockers next turn, we can still win. Okay, all we have to do is swing out. That was the sideboard empty we used. We had a couple very good land drops in order to win that game. Had we not hit those land drops, we probably would have lost. To celebrate our land drops, check out theepicstorm.com/shop. Okay, so we are facing Solnox, who usually plays a Turbo Depths variant. And I don't really like this hand there, so we're going to ship this. Much better. Downside is we don't really want Ad Nauseam getting discarded. And we'll top that, but we're going to shuffle anyway. So if Ad Nauseam gets discarded, our line becomes Mizzix Mastery. Geez, this puts us in a tough place. That is not a discard spell. I believe we just won, unless they're surprisingly playing Delver deck. Cool. Okay, so we're going to assume that they are, in fact, on depths. I don't really like discarding in this matchup, so I'm going to board out some of those. Blue fetch. Okay, so it is Turbo Depths. Wow. I feel kind of bad about this one. That's like unreal, right? So we can play around Mindbreak Trap if we just do it on their upkeep. My opponent has to be a little bit pissed off about that one. My opponent's just typing exclamation points. Magic is a skill game. If I've learned anything through playing this game, is the better player always wins, and there's very little luck involved. So that is sarcasm for those of you that would like to use it against me later. But yeah, we're 4-0. We are playing for a 5-0 right now. So before this match has started, I am currently 12-2 with this list. The main deck Chain of Vapors come up a few times. The sideboard therapy's been relevant. I've used Mizzix Mastery once, I believe, maybe twice. It's been fine. I don't think that Past in Flames is actually good in our deck, and I think anytime you want to cast Past in Flames, you're just really trying to flashback ad nauseum anyway. So this list is certainly interesting. I don't think it's the greatest thing of all time, but I think it has potential. Mizzix Mastery should probably get some credit for Landon. Uh, Galaxy Brain Landon Swartz. What a great guy. I love him. It was originally his idea that we had dismissed during the Probe era. And certainly during the Probe era, Past in Flames was better due to, being able to flashback free Gitaxian probes. But we recently rediscussed it, and we think it has legs. Winger of NC. I've definitely played this person before. Wing Zero. That's what it is. NFC. We're on the draw. They run Omnitel. Looks like their opponent has kept 6 cards. Well, that's not Omnitel. I know that much. I think I'm going to shuffle those. It just doesn't advance our game plan at all. The old Moto shuffle. See a card, shuffle, draw that card. Oh, well, we're just fucked. We can never beat Blue-Black Reanimator. It's one of our worst matchups. Like, literal impossible. Just doesn't fucking matter. What are the odds they draw 14 and don't hit a daze or a force of will? What? That's pretty crazy. Maybe they're just fucking with us. And they've conceded. I can't believe we won that game. I feel like we got away with one. Maybe it's Basic Island. Sure. Okay, so I'm going to change our game plan. We're no longer going for Hope of Girper. Well, shit. So I could theoretically chain this, and then Gristlebrand won't come back. But then I have to brainstorm into a discard spell. I guess it's better than losing. Come on, Inferno Tutor. Fuck yeah, we just 5-0'd. Assuming our opponent didn't draw force. We got very, very lucky to win this match. So technically we haven't won, because we only have one Lotus Petal. There's no 4s in our deck, so we can flip again. Okay, we have to stop now. We can empty, though. Drew force a turn too late. Grape shot for exactly lethal. Five-0. We got there. Well, thank you for tuning in and watching this league. Hopefully you thought this list was at least slightly interesting. Make sure to check out the epicstorm.com/shop. And thanks for being great. Take care.